speaking about CDs, the burning of CDs, and do you think that's going to have a vastly negative effect on the music business?
I see it so many different ways. It's certainly changed. It's changed the nature of the music industry, and probably will continue to change it. I mean, music is essentially becoming free in a lot of ways. And there are good aspects to that, as well as aspects that are probably not good. And it's hard for me to comment. I've gotten to a point where I enjoy it when people are taping. I don't mind at all. Because for me, it's a way to get the music out there as well. But it's going to change, drastically change, I think, as in the years to come. And certainly the way the record business is run. It's already changing it quite a bit, and I don't know where it's going.
What's next for Michael Brecker?
Next is I have an album out right now that's called White Angles that involves 15 musicians. We call it the Quindectet. And I've been traveling and playing the music with this ensemble. We just finished 3 weeks in Japan. We'll be touring Europe this summer and playing, various dates in the States as well. We'll be at the Hollywood Bowl and Carnegie Hall and on and on. And I'm very excited about that project. And also planning to go out in the spring of next year with Herbie Hancock and Roy Hargrove again.
That's great.
Which is always fun. Always it's a wonderful group of musicians. And also playing in a group called Tenor Summit, which is a group that features Joe Lovano and Dave Liebman and myself all playing tenors and sopranos and other instruments.
The three tenors.
The three tenors, yeah, except we didn't use that. We didn't go there. We went there for
I'm
a minute.
glad you didn't.
It was tempting. And so that's a project that we've been doing. We just recorded, and there's an album coming out, and we've been doing some touring with that as well. And I'm also, playing with various small groups that I have. I have a quartet and a quintet that travels quite a bit. So, and I'm working towards making this next record. So I've been pretty busy.
So is there anything you haven't done?
Yeah, of course. There's a lot of
that you're going to do.
Well, yeah. There's tons of things I haven't done, and that's what keeps it interesting.
Right.
And hopefully I'll get to a few more of these things, in the next few years.
Well, let's talk about the iwi. Tell me a little bit about that.
The iwi is an electronic wind instrument. It was originally created in the very early 80s, 1980, 1981, by a gentleman named Niles Steiner. At that time, he was living in LA, and he is a really great trumpet player and also an inventor, an electrician, and dreamer. And he invented a trumpet version of this electronic wind instrument and a saxophone version. And what it is essentially is a wind-driven. I used to say a wind-driven synthesizer, and it really isn't even a synthesizer now. It's a wind-driven controller, for lack of a better word, that is capable of triggering a computer or another synthesizer, and in a very expressive way. And it's an electronic instrument that can play a whole orchestra from Venus, I began to play it in the mid-'80s and took to it pretty much immediately, and played it for a good 11 or 12 years every day, and built on it and learned about it and loved every minute of it, except when things would break. And after a while, I put it down for a few years because the amount of equipment I was traveling with got to be too unwieldy, and I just needed to take a little respite from it and just concentrate on woodwinds. And as of late, it's kind of come back into being a new version of it, which I'm excited about. Niles made a new. Originally, by the way, the original model was purchased by Akai, which is a Japanese electronics company, and they made a great version of it, which is on the market, was on the market, and still on the market. And I think that they're getting ready to now make this new version. And I've been playing it using a laptop instead of all the equipment. Now, with the advent of faster processing speed and a lot of memory in computers, we have the ability to have all of these synthesizers inside the computer, and they do the job really well. So now it's just EWI and laptop.